Hi Mark, really great to meet up with you the other day and start doing some work on your golf game. I hope you found the whole journey over a good use of your time. I appreciate you coming quite a long way. At least I managed to get the weather in decent nick for you anyway. Just to start off with, I think a lot of what we did in the first sort of 10-15 minutes of the session was really trying to clear up a lot of the information that was in your head. Obviously, I know you've read the books and you've done the right thing. You've read the books, you've watched some of the DVDs, you've watched YouTube clips, etc., etc. And you've tried to implement some of that yourself without the help of an instructor, which is great. So you can see, we'll start this in a minute. You can see that getting the weight forward, the handle forward, working the left shoulder down, and then you mentioned you were trying to straighten the trail leg in the backswing, and you can see all that working in. Maybe not quite as we would want it, but definitely working it in. So that was a really great start for us. So like I say, it was just giving you something concrete to work on, and free your mind of some of the swing thoughts you had, and just give you one or two things to work on in the meantime. So what we're going to look at here is we've got the lines are sort of indicating where your belt level is, and that was really important to what we were working on. If we just go to the left hand side here, can't really see it from this picture, but we've talked about the right arm being sort of bent in, sort of flexed in towards your body, and what troubles that might give you a bit later on as we start to implement the arm straight piece. If your arms are bent at the start and then you straighten them for impact, you're just going to end up increasing the radius of your golf swing too early, crashing the club into the ground behind. So I think that was one reason why you don't straighten the arms properly through impact, just for fear of hitting the ground behind the ball. So if we just take this one back to start with, you can see you've got the weight forward already, the handle forward, the left shoulder's working down. All in all, not bad at all. We have talked about this trail leg here not quite straightening as we'd like, one for another time maybe, but all in all, a good place to start. Where it's starting to go a little bit not quite as we would like was during the transition down. I'll just slow this down here. So as we start down here, you can see the elbows pulling apart. If I stop here, you can see the elbows have pulled apart, the belt level isn't raising, and you can see the right foot is actually still pretty much on the ground. So that says to me the weight's not moving forward quickly enough. Obviously the arms aren't straightening, and the hips aren't pushing up out the ground. The question was why, what was leading from one to the other. In my opinion, if we just take this back, it's sort of piece 6, so halfway down. Now what should start happening here is that you should now be starting to push out the ground. So the ankle, knee, pelvis, and then obviously eventually chest as well, all should start working up out of the ground. And if we just carry this on a little bit, you can see there the hips are still pointing slightly down, the chest is still flexed forward, it's not extending through the shot. And we talked about how extension isn't just the spine, it's it's the ankle joints, the knees, the pelvis, the spine, the thorax, the neck, the arm, everything extends together through the shot. So if we follow this through here, if you look at the belt line, it's not raised at all, the legs haven't straightened, and that was the big issue for you. So if we just look at Charlie here in the middle, obviously, this guy's pretty much got it down to a T, just a bit touch. Top of the backswing and then down and through. So if we just stop it at, skip forward, stop that at P6. I mean, obviously we can see one or two things that Charlie's obviously got down better than most of us. So as you can see, the hips have worked forward more, and now he's starting to push out of the ground. So we'll just lock these together and at slightly different paces, but you get the idea. Stop Charlie at P8 if you want to be a bit quite technical. Arms absolutely ramrod straight. One very big difference there. Okay, you can see the gap between the elbows is virtually minimal from Charlie, and that's what we're looking for. So I think this would be a really good model for you to look at. Just get rid of these. And just continue that on to sort of P9 up through the shot. Nowhere near enough extension. You see the difference in the belt levels there. Charlie's is raised 2 or 3 inches. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but it's the process of doing it. So again, here you can see chest slightly forward, hips are fairly level, but the hips aren't tucking, the legs aren't straightening, and that's really where a lot of your problems are falling away. You see, have a look at your right foot here as well. You see how the heel is actually still further back than the toe. Now we know from that there the hips just haven't worked forward enough. You've not slid the hips forward enough, you've not tucked the hips enough. Whereas Charlie here, you can see the weight's all on the big toe, the heel's moved forward past it. So we're looking for more of this. Tucking the hips under, straightening the arms to impact. Now this is a little bit later on in the session, probably, you know, we've had a good hour, I reckon, at least at this point. Weight forward still. Now one of the things we talked about here, we're trying to get this drill for you, was to feel as though your weight started as far forward as you could. That then sort of preset your weight shift forward, it preset the hips moving forward, and gave you a feel for what it should be like at P7, P8, P9. Start back, just little swings just to get the feel for it, and then watch the lower body work forward and up. Already you can see hips moving upwards. Look at the foot again. Just a slight difference. We'll just fast forward Charlie here to P9. So as I say, the hips working up, pushing up through impact. The weight forward, weight more forward. Just one more quick thing before we go. Get there eventually. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the position's perfect, but it's a right side better than it was. If you have a look at the arms through impact here at P8, club's not going to be working up away from the ground. Hips are working forward more, they're working up more. Arms straight. Give us a much better foundation for more consistent goal shots. Best of luck with it, Mark. Really great to see you again. I'd love to see you again in the future. Any questions, drop me an email, daleaffleckpga@hotmail.co.uk, and you've got my number as well. All the best, mate. Speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.